Diane Abbott. Sweat it out is the only thing.
Yes, Lord Heseltine says we have to sweat it out. The problem is, it is the poorest and middle-income people that are suffering because of this government's economic policies. Dr. Cable is a reasonable man propping up an unreasonable Tory-led government. And of course George Osborne's figures are dodgy. You might argue a lot about George Osborne is dodgy. But I mean, to be perfectly serious, they came in, this coalition, promising to cut the deficit in 4 years.
Well, to clear up your mess, that's what we came in to do.
No, you seem to have forgotten.
Yeah.
You seem to be overlooking, Lord Heseltine.
What, your mess? We can't overlook your mess. It's staring us in the face.
The collapse of Lehman and what was a world international crisis. But my point is this. It is not the reason that George Osborne's figures are dodgy is completely predictable. You do not achieve growth by making the sorts of cuts in public expenditure that this government has done. And for Lord Heseltine to say, oh, the reason we can't clear up the deficit is because we didn't cut the NHS, tell that to the people in North West London and Lewisham that are seeing their accident and emergency shut and their hospitals closed. I mean, that's just completely delusional to say they're not cutting the NHS.
Just to clarify, are you saying, therefore, that the debt should be allowed to rise even further than it's rising at the moment?
No, yes, you are.
David, no,
yes, you are.
We have always said there have to be cuts, but we've said that cuts of this scale. The problem is, as you probably know, that when you cut in the public sector like this, it has a multiplier effect in the private sector. There are tradesmen, there are builders, there are service workers all across London who can't make money because of the cuts in public sector spending. The cuts the Tories have made have plunged us into a double-dip recession, and if we're not very fortunate, it'll be a triple-dip recession. Osborne's figures are off, and the rest of us are paying the price.
All right, I'm going to listen to some members of the audience.